Thank you so much, dear Professor, Madam President, Mr. Chancellor, dear students, distinguished professors, friends of Kosovo and friends of Japan. Thank you for your warm welcome to this wonderful country. I am deeply grateful to Sophia University, not only for the kind invitation, but also for upholding the kind of academic and civic space where difficult truths can be spoken and also enduring values can be defended. To address you all today, the young and brilliant minds who will shape not only the future of this country, but also the future of global community, brings both responsibility as well as purpose to this occasion. You know, just yesterday we marked the Liberation Day in Kosovo. It was the 26th anniversary of our liberation, a day of profound significance for the people of our country. It is the day where our long and enduring call for freedom was finally answered after centuries long of sacrifice. And so I would like to begin my remarks on a very personal note. Just like the rest of the people of Kosovo and my delegation standing here in this hall, I was born and raised under an apartheid-like regime, which then led to a horrendous genocidal war against the people of Kosovo. During my childhood, I witnessed and lived under a system that tried to erase our identity, to silence our voices, and to deny our very existence and wipe us out from the face of the earth. Schools were closed to us, and of course, also teachers were expelled from our schools. Children were not used to dream, but to fear. And yet, in the living rooms that turned into classrooms and torn notebooks that passed from one hand to another, we learned, we resisted, and through education we endured. That is why standing before you today in a free and, most importantly, in a democratic country that believes in the fundamental value of the dignity of every human being, within the walls of a university, it's never something that I take for granted, because growing up in a country where our basic human right to education was denied means that the right to education, the right to speak in front of you, the right to be in a university is something that is very, very dear to our heart, because we know what it means to be denied such a space, and we know what it means to reclaim it through a lot of sacrifice. So, dear students, the Republic of Kosovo is one of the world's youngest democracies. It's the youngest country in Europe, also with the youngest population in Europe. But our people carry a legacy as old, as ancient as the continent of Europe itself. But it's a legacy that was defined not by conquest, but by resilience. It was never defined by domination, but by dignity. From war to peace, from oppression to self-determination, the path that the people of Kosovo have walked was never easy. It was never handed to us. It was carved by many students, by mothers, by workers, by survivors, by our liberators, by soldiers who fought for our freedom, and by peacemakers, by those who refused to believe that history must always repeat itself. And when we declared independence in 2008, we did so as a people ready to build the country from scratch, ready to build a democratic, inclusive, multi-ethnic republic, a country where the rights of all are protected and where justice belongs to everyone. And we made a promise to ourselves and to the world, to our allies across the global community, that we would never allow our past to become the future of our children. We wanted to make sure that after becoming victims of genocide, and after surviving that genocidal war caused by the Milosevic regime, we would always fight to defend peace and to preserve peace. That journey continues today, since Kosovo stands as a vibrant democracy with strong institutions, with a youth-led digital economy, and with a foreign policy rooted firmly in democratic values, values that we strongly share with Japan. But our democracy, like all democracies, is being tested. Tested by those who seek to destabilize, to divide, and to distract. Tested by resurgent authoritarianism that glorifies the kind of power that mocks and attacks the values-based systems that we believe in and that we have fought so hard to build. Tested by external actors, malign actors that is, chief among them Russia, who use disinformation and proxy regimes to undermine what we have built with so much sacrifice across our region, across Europe and beyond. But we will not be intimidated or give up on our freedoms, because we remember what it means to be voiceless, and because we know that democracy is never just a line in the Constitution. It is a daily act of courage. So that is the first lesson from Kosovo. Democracy is a decision, not once, but again and again and again, every single day, and it must be made by every generation. The second lesson is this: there is no peace, there is no long-lasting peace without justice. We cannot look forward unless we have first looked back with honesty. This is why we continue to demand accountability for the crimes committed against our people, because healing cannot begin where truth has not arrived. Reconciliation cannot grow in the shadow of denial. Only justice makes peace durable. And the third lesson is this: democracy must deliver. Deliver not only promises, but also dignity. Not only words, but also results. A democracy that fails to meet the needs of its people, whether in education, in creating jobs, in security, or in equal rights, risks becoming hollow. In Kosovo, we know that trust in democracy depends on more than just elections. It depends on whether people feel seen, heard, and most importantly, whether they feel served. So dear students, dear professors, the 21st century has begun with optimism, the belief that democracy had prevailed, that markets would open, that borders would fall, and that rights, human rights, would spread. But we have learned, sometimes in the most painful of ways, that history does not end, that progress is not linear, and that freedom is never guaranteed or should be taken for granted. So it is your generation that will answer the defining question of our time: will democracy endure? The fight for democracy is the fight of our time. And just as Japan has rebuilt from the ashes of war and emerged as a model of peace, a model for the rest of the world, Kosovo too rose from tragedy and built a home for democracy. However imperfect, however fragile, but always, every single day, aspiring to become better. Let us be clear, defending democracy in this century means resisting autocracy every single day, but also rejecting apathy. It means choosing facts over falsehoods, solidarity over cynicism, and building bridges instead of walls. And so I want to leave you with this. Democracy does not ask us to be perfect. It asks us to participate, to have a voice. It doesn't promise us ease. It demands everyday effort. It does not happen just somewhere else by someone else far away from us. it begins always, always with us. So from the heart of the Balkans, from a people who have known both oppression as well as liberation, we bring this message. Democracy is worth it. Justice is worth it. Peace is worth it. Freedom is worth every single sacrifice. And we will never stop fighting for them, together with our partners, including Japan. Thank you very much. Faleminderit. Arigatou gozaimasu.